What's up?
What's up, Swell?
What do you do?
What's up? We was worried about you
Man, I know, man. I'm my bad.
with all that water and stuff out there. I was like, I hope he alright.
No, I'm good. I'm good. It's been crazy though.
All right, we appreciate you though. We really
For sure.
appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate
Thank you.
it.
We really appreciate you for coming on. You know what I'm saying? Talk about what you do.
He gonna lead the interview for us.
All right, bet.
All right. So today we just gonna ask you a couple questions about what you do. We're gonna talk about who we are. Talk about some of the research that we found when we looked you up today. Uh, so first, I'm Isaiah Exum, born and raised in Washington D.C. Mostly in Ward 7 and Ward 5. This is my mom, co-founder, founder of Positive Role Models. So, Positive Role Models, it's a social enterprise under our parent company, LTI Concepts. Our mission is to serve, inspire, and lead. And what we want to do is we want to build the capacity of future leaders, not only in DC, but eventually around the world.
So he did some research on you.
That's what's up.
We got some stats for you.
So, graduated from Virginia State University.
I ain't know that.
For
with
sure.
a bachelor's of arts and journalism.
Journalism, okay?
Yeah.
That's what's up. So EAT means elevate all the time, and that you purposely put it upside down so that it reminds people who wear your product all the time to elevate themselves.
I ain't know that either.
Your tagline: if you don't eat, you die in the streets. That makes a lot of sense. I understand that completely. I really like that. So also, philanthropic, a very philanthropic person, a philanthropist, very influential for many people my age in the DC community, everything like that. Excuse me, my bad.
3 collaborations.
3 collaborations with New Balance.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Eat Cares.
Eat Cares, your nonprofit, to
Appreciate
provide
it.
youth with job training and mentoring through educational and entrepreneurial skills.
Yeah.
You work with WANS, the Office of Neighborhood Safety and Engagement, to set up 4 mentorship programs.
And DYRS.
And DYRS.
We get it right?
Yep. Shout out to DYRS.
Okay.
Yeah, that's everything. I ain't never know. Like I ain't never had nobody really be able to run down my resume like that.
Nah, that look good.
A lot of people don't know all that.
I didn't even know that you went to Virginia State.
For sure. Stand up, Trojans. Go blue.
Okay.
That's what's up.
All right, so we just got a couple of questions. We're gonna try to keep it to like 30 minutes to respect
cool.
your time.
All right, so the first question we want to ask is, can you talk about what it was like for you to be born and raised in Washington, D.C.?
For me to be born and raised in Washington, D.C., it was the best experience of my life. I'm so glad and so privileged, proud to be from D.C., not just, with growing my brand, but just growing up, experiencing Chocolate City, what a lot of people, what a lot of kids don't really experience today, and just embracing the culture and just growing up during a certain time. It was just like the golden age of DC. I feel like for me, well, my generation, it was before like, cell phones and everything like that. It was mostly like, computers when you had to be on the internet. So it means a lot for me to be from DC. And I feel like, DC is like my skin, you know what I'm saying? It's a part of me. With, everywhere, when I shine, DC shine, you know what I'm saying? And DC scar, I feel scarred too.
Yeah.
Definitely. Second question is, what inspiration / role model did you have for your brand?
Well, my role model has always been my mom. And she just always, breathed like life into me. She always told me I could be anything, I can do anything. And she always wanted me to experience different things. And she made a lot of sacrifices for me growing up, whether it was to go to certain summer camps 1 year or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And she just did like an amazing job raising me by herself, being a single mom, and just being a teacher at all times, you know what I'm saying? And kind of a general, but at the same time, just showing that endless amount of love. And it's like my mother really, my mother really made me who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like it's real. You could really like mold your kids into what you want them to be. And my mother always wanted me to be successful. She never made me, do one certain thing or say I had to be this, but she always, you know, she always just motivated me and told me I could do anything, and anything I wanted to pursue, she was behind me 100%, and she made sure I took it seriously. And she just always pushed me. That was my role model. So she the reason why I do everything. I'm doing anything. Her, God.
That's what's up. How I feel about you, man.
No, you don't. He's
It's
just
true.
saying that because he
Nah,
don't
for
say
real.
that.
Nah, for
Nah,
real.
for real.
I
Look,
think
your mother gonna be the closest person to God, man. Like while you here on this earth, I feel like, and that's what my mom meant to me. Like straight up angel. Like through, like now that I'm 27, about to turn 28 years old, I just be like, man, everything was necessary. You know what I'm saying? Like my mother just, from all the times where I thought she was just bamming out or just being mean, or all of that was just necessary. Like she did a great job.
That's what's up.
just to kind of like cool it down a little bit, ask you a simple question. What are some of your favorite places to eat in the city?
Some of my favorite places to eat in the city. I like Victory. That's right off of 50. That's my man, new spot. It's a gourmet curry out like that. Um, I love some hibachi. I like going down the wharf, getting me some crab legs, and I love Am Pizza, Roman Rooster. Like I feel like we got the spots. You know what I'm saying? I go out
Yeah.
of town, I be like, man, y'all don't got nothing. We got some spots here, so I can go on and on.
So as a parent, I'm always trying to instill the reason why we started this because I felt like a lot of people were like glorifying everything negative to do, and it wasn't a lot of people to kind of keep him on track saying the same thing I was saying at
Right,
home. And so we wanted to bring together the whole community to say the same thing over and over and over and over again,
right.
and stop glorifying dumb stuff. So what would you say are like some characteristics of a good role model that maybe young people should follow or people should aspire to have?
First off, people that are different, because um, when you're young, it's real easy to fall into a certain lane and like walk a certain line. But like I said, from being young to being kind of on the other side of that, being almost 28, I look back and like everybody that was different in high school, middle school, all the people that's like doing stuff out here, you know what I'm saying, on different levels, or whether it's in politics, whether it's in teaching, whether it's in entrepreneurship, whatever. Like I look at all the people I knew and they was like, they were different, you know what I'm saying? They never, they were never the get wits, or, you know what I'm saying, they were leaders of whatever they were doing. You know what I'm saying? And that's one quality that young people should definitely pay attention to if you're gonna be inspired by somebody. Make sure they're different. Make sure they follow God. Um, that's one quality. That's another quality, and that's not hard to even overlook in people. You know what I'm saying? You can see the God in people. You can see if they have a good heart, good mind, good soul. Um, and then another quality is just, I would say, just make sure they respect themselves and everybody around them. Respect is big, and I think that's a quality that a lot of the youngins need to focus on. Just not only just respecting other people, but having self-respect as well.
All right, I got another question. So we have a little apparel, but our apparel 10%. It's not nothing nowhere near the creative as you are, but
I mean, it could get there. It could
we
get there.
just have it for to give back to the community. How do you find the motivation and stuff for your different like looks and the different materials and the different all that stuff?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I get motivation from all type of things. Like a lot of times it's buildings. A lot. I could look at like old photos, or watch like a episode of Martin or something like that and get a lot of inspiration. But then I also get inspiration from my peers, you know what I'm saying? My people. That's why I try to collab with a lot of artists And whenever I do, collab with artists, I make sure people know that, this is a collection I did with this artist. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, as far as like the original Eat stuff and the Elevate, what I've been doing lately, it's just really like off the top. Everything with me is kind of, I would say, impulsive. Even with my designs from the shoes, like I walked in the office that day not knowing what I was going to do. I just designed them right there on the spot. And that's how I am with like a lot of my thinking, a lot of like the genius thoughts or the things or we done did. A lot of people probably thought it was a lot of thought into it, and it probably is, but not specifically into that certain thing. But I think I take a lot of time throughout the day, just getting a lot of thoughts through my mind, and eventually it's like a puzzle. So I just when it's time to, I just grab them, and then it just all makes sense. But it's I really can't explain it, and I wouldn't recommend it for nobody. But that's the method to my madness, and it's been working for me. And I kind of feel like I'm in a position where I can't lose. So until it backfire or whatever like that, I'm just gonna stay with the same formula because I never intended on being a designer. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people probably, that's designing, probably was drawing stuff when they was 11, 12 years old. Like I didn't care for any of that. I didn't become a designer until I saw my first T-shirt and somebody said, "Oh, you design clothes." So since then, I just been like, I just been trying to stay true to myself and develop my own aesthetic and not really be under any influence. I have tried to learn more about clothes and fashion just so I can step my game up. But, I see stuff, I see other clothes and I be like, that's nice. And I support, other brands. I wear plenty of other brands. But when it comes to my brand, um, I just, I try to keep it simple. And I just will wear some, I just put out stuff that I would wear.
Yeah. He Isaiah said you the first one that ever put on for the city. And I was like, I grew up with Madness and Hobo and
Yeah.
Shooter. Did you get any like insight or guidance from them? Cause he don't know about them.
Yeah, for sure. So, like I always like, and that's why people be like, you get back and all that. Like when I was growing up, all days used to sponsor my football team, so I was used to seeing that. You know what I'm saying? Nothing I'm doing is new. It's all the privileges I had as a youngin. I'm just trying to provide for other youngins. And so, I always seen all days. We would always rock the sweatsuits and all of that. And we all one especially. I remember begging my mother to go to the store on Florida Avenue, and then I Uncle Ed, owner of Madness, he been, very influential to me, like early on, especially when I first started. He'd just give me good advice and he'd just tell me like, man, keep going. Um, this is like when I first started, so he'd tell me like what you've done in, 2 years is what a lot of people don't do in 10 years. So just stay focused and, this is really, this is for you. So he just continued to give me those affirmations to let me know I'm on the right track and I'm where I'm supposed to be and that I really belong. So yeah, those shout out to all the DMV brands that paved the way. I wouldn't be here without them, straight up.
All right, we just got one more question for you. I'm a licensed clinical social worker in DC, and people often think like social workers don't do a lot, but we do. I do a lot of therapy. I work in
Y'all have the toughest,
yeah,
toughest job. Just with me, like, working with, like the different organizations and trying to do my e-care stuff, I gained a whole new level of respect for social workers because I feel like there's so many roles with that. You know what I'm saying? I
yeah.
feel like
I don't.
working sometimes with, dealing with, these kids and things like that. And just, the job never stops. And I take my hat off. Yeah, for sure.
I appreciate that. So, as a social worker, I often am worried about black boys and black men's mental health, along with black people in general. So, I want to
Mm-hmm.
know how are you able to disconnect from, all the stuff that probably come with being a designer, being a young guy, being a black
Yeah.
guy, being somebody that's looked up to in DC. How
I'm
do you
learning.
disconnect?
I'm I'm learning. I'm learning a lot, and I try to share my story with. I try to share my story with as many people as I can, as far as like, um, not being prepared to deal with, my mental health. My whole life, what I'm saying, it's just been an uphill battle. You know what I'm saying? I've had privileges in my life, like I've been able to go to school and things like that, but nothing was easy, nothing was given to me. I just been climbing up a hill. And so I feel like once you feel like you at the peak of that hill and you feel like you know, you can take care of your mom now and you can do certain things, that's when you feel like, all right, I'm supposed to be happy now. I deserve to be happy because I worked my whole life for this. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who, but it's a whole I feel like it's like a myth going around in the hoods or wherever poor people are, that if you know you make some money and you take care of your family, you're gonna be happy. And that's not true. And so I had to deal with that, you know what I'm saying? And that was in probably like 2017 to like the end, probably like November 2019, it was like my worst levels of depression. And I didn't know, you know, I didn't know where it was coming from. And I couldn't really talk to nobody because people couldn't understand where I was coming from. Because to everybody else was like, man, what, like, you on the top of the world, bro. You tripping. You got everything, you know what I'm saying? But I wish everybody could have everything in the world to know that it don't mean nothing if you're
Yeah.
not happy. And so I seen a therapist, and I only went to therapy one time, and I swear it changed my life. For like it, I didn't even say nothing. I was in a group therapy session and everything, and I was like, man, and it just changed my perspective in so many ways. And I could that could be a whole segment on that. But just to make a long story short, like I understood how important it was because growing up, it's like, you know what I'm saying, it's a stigma on it. And it's like, you talk, like, what you need to talk to a therapist for? Like, you crazy or something? Like, you know what I'm saying? But nah, it's really relieving. And that's what I've been working on doing is, you know, trying to put grief counseling in certain neighborhoods so just people can have somebody to talk to and just maybe somebody can have the same experience as me and see that, you know, like this it's a you gotta be able to keep a diet on your brain, on your mind and your soul. And that's through therapy and, you know, being able to acknowledge certain things with your mental health. So I've been able to, you know, I feel like I've beat my depression and I'm on another side of it, you know, and now I'm just staying real close to God so I could just keep elevating. But
Yeah.
it's real and I feel like everybody should address it. Even if you don't think, you know, that you bothered, just try it and just make sure, you know what I'm saying? That's a part of, you know, it's like a checkup, you know what I'm saying? It's like a
Mm-hmm.
physical. And I feel like, you know, therapy sessions should be just like physicals. You know what I'm saying? Before you get a physical for school, you should have to, you know, get your mental health checked out too.
Right. Yeah, I've worked a lot in all of the communities, and it seemed like we don't realize how much PTSD we suffering from, and how much
Right.
you know we call it
PTSD.
how much you know a loss can affect you, even if it you know. So I'm glad you spoke on that. We ain't gonna hold you, man. I really appreciate
Nah,
you. And I
I
have to
enjoyed
say this.
myself. This was amazing. I'm glad to be
I
on this joint.
so you gonna come back and see us one day. You get to
For
see
sure.
all the
Whenever you
stuff we're
have me.
doing.
For
Okay,
sure.
you and I gotta say to the people that's here, we've reached out to a lot of people in the city, and because you know maybe we don't have a huge platform yet, or we kind of doing something different. Malik was actually one of the people that hit back immediately. I could attest to that. Was like, I would love to come on. He ain't asked for nothing. He ain't asked for no how many numbers you doing or nothing. And so I
Nah,
know my son really look up to you, and so I was so
thank you, bro.
excited that you agreed.
Yeah, for sure. And look, if y'all need me for the second, third episode, it don't matter. Like, just
Hey
let me
man,
know.
we appreciate that.
Just let me
Right.
know. Like, I got y'all. If y'all need me, reach out to somebody. I'll press them out. Some people owe me some favors.
All right. So I'm gonna hold you to that when
Nah, for sure.
we'll
Some
be
people owe me some favors. I got you. You let me know who y'all need. I got you.
we're gonna be bringing some of them services to the neighborhoods that you talked about. Some of the
Hmm.
workshops and stuff. And so people, I'm gonna just
I
say
want to
this.
be there. I want to be there. Let's do that.
Okay, yeah, I you know I got trainings and everything that we've done that I've
All right.
done.
We
I'm
need that.
licensed. Yeah, so
We
we
need that.
could
Thank you.
collaborate and do some things and bring it to whatever neighborhoods and
Thank you.
everything that we got. We that's what we all about. That's what we want to do.
It's
And
important.
so
It's important. It's important.
y'all can find us at lticoncepts.com. That's where you can find about all the services I offer.
Yeah, I typed that right there.
How you type it? Oh, lticoncepts.com. He gonna type it.
Yeah, everybody. Everybody tap in.
And then you could pick up some apparel, but we use that apparel so that we able to pay for some of the things we do in the community. That's at inspired.
I'm gonna make sure I support.
InspiredPositivity.com. We're gonna have some new stuff come out, so you know it's not on eat level, but we trying to design.
we gotta do a collab then. Get it on eat level.
Okay, that's the best.
Say that.
He's
gotta do a
looking
collab.
excited.
It's all. I mean, it's all for a good cause, right? Let's do it.
It is. I appreciate you, man.
It's all for a good cause. Let's do it. LTI concept. All right, whatever you trying to do, I already know. Little bro probably got some ideas.
Yeah, he does.
Do it, man. Whatever you look, we can put it on whatever eat. You know what I'm saying? We can make some new stuff. We can put it on some stuff I already did. We can remix some stuff. It ain't nothing. Let's do it. Especially if it's for a good cause, and we need to sell out in a day.
Okay.
All right, that's the best.
Straight up.
All right, so I have we've reached out to you, you know, and like I said, you were it. I mean, I ain't never had nobody respond that seemed to have all this stuff going on in the city. A lot of people haven't responded to us, and I
It's all
really,
good.
from my heart, appreciate that.
It's all good. Thank y'all.
All right, thank you, Malik.
Have a good day.
We'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Okay.
All right.